A bunch of things that I think are worth spending money on, and I don't mean like crazy amounts, I mean moderate amounts of money because I already shared the things that I think are marketing BS, like total bullshit and not worth spending money. And if you didn't see that video, go back on my channel. And what are my credentials? I'm glad you asked. For over 20 years, I have been a shopping focused editor at some of North America's largest magazines and newspapers, helping people and readers in general decipher what's actually worth buying. Let's start with your smile because I believe it's worth investing in. You're going to have it your whole life. I mean, I hope so, right? And this is for literally everyone out there. I do not believe in cheaping out on smile care. Cheap toothbrush? No, thank you. I recognize this one isn't within everyone's budget. And yeah, I've actually swapped out the head. The base of this Oral-B IO, and I'm going to link everything below in the description and also in the next free weekly newsletter. That information is here. This is an Oral-B IO. It has a whole bunch of different settings and speeds. The battery life is phenomenal. It'll last like 10 days without needing a recharge. And the heads are great. Hold on, let me show you. You see the way it spins? Ooh. Now, initially it came with a white head, but I found that these heads work much better. I mean, they all work really nicely, but I love these because they have this sort of like rubbery piece. And just so everyone knows, this is not sponsored at all in any way, shape, or form. Look at that. There's like a rubber interior that polishes the teeth. You get the cleanest, shiniest teeth ever thanks to these little bits. I'm obsessed. I won't lie, the toothbrush itself is a little bit expensive, but I'm going on like 3 or 3.5 years with this already, and it works perfectly. And the replacement heads, a set of 4, I think is about 20 bucks. And on a toothpaste note, I use 2 separate ones for 2 separate purposes. Okay, this is my regular toothpaste. You can see it's almost gone. It's not the cheapest one at the drugstore, but it's also not the most expensive. It's the Colgate Optic White. And I don't go for the absolute cheapest ones for a variety of reasons. Sometimes the balance of ingredients are off, and sometimes they have bits in them that are just too abrasive and will wear off your enamel. And then every night before bed, I do an NHA toothpaste mask. I have another video on that. If you want me to show you that in a YouTube short, I will happily do that. But this is the toothpaste I use. Again, I will link everything. This one's a little more expensive. I think it's like $10, $12 per bottle. It will last a long time though. For me, $10 or $12 for a tube of toothpaste seems a little bit expensive, but when it's really good and it's gonna last like 3 or 4 months, it's worth it. Next one is Cashmere. I've had this Cashmere sweater for like 5 years, and everything else in my collection is a multi-year piece. I am not buying disposable Cashmere. You don't need to spend Brunello Cucinelli money on Cashmere sweaters. You can if you want to, and Godspeed if that's your thing. However, there are some mid-level brands that have excellent pieces, the same quality, made with the same yarns, manufactured in the same facilities, same cashmere goats, everything for like $100 to $300. And those are excellent pieces. And if you want me to do a whole video explaining what to look for in good quality cashmere at mid-level price points, I will totally do that. Okay, number 3 is Tretinoin. I told everyone to stop wasting their money on over-the-counter retinoids if your skin is able to handle the good stuff. Not everyone's skin can handle the good stuff, the strong stuff, but if yours can, stop spending $60, $80, $100 on retinoids. Prescription tretinoin is readily available in like the $25 to $45 range now. And if you need help getting it and accessing it, specifically if you're in the US, then let me know. I can do a whole other video on that. If you are in Europe or Mexico, you can walk into a drugstore, or if you're on vacation, you can walk into a drugstore and get tubes of it for like 5 or 10 bucks. It's that easy. And in my opinion, I would rather see you spend a moderate amount of money on something that works phenomenally well than a little amount of money on something that doesn't work at all, or a lot of money on something that is like, meh, maybe. Moving on to my favorite thing of all, pillows and bedding. This is worth spending money on. You don't have to spend $1,000 on frette linens, although if you do, I am very happy for you. In my opinion, we want cotton or linen. There are a handful of other materials that are okay sometimes, but cotton and linen are going to be your best bets. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but microfiber sheets are the devil's work. They are not good. They will ruin your skin. They are a waste of money. And if I even hear of you buying them, I will cry for you. I will weep in my bed with cotton sheets. You don't have to spend a fortune on good cotton. You're looking for long staple cotton, extra long staple cotton, Egyptian cotton, Turkish cotton. There are a handful of others, Pima cotton, Supima cotton. Those are automatically long and extra long staple cotton, and that's the good stuff. By the way, thread count is total bullshit. It does not matter. 15 or 20 years ago, it was an important talking point in the game of linens. However, now it just doesn't matter. You're looking for the quality of the material, and that's enough. I say that because you'll walk into Target or Walmart and all of the microfiber sheets, like all the branding departments picked up on people looking for thread count. So microfiber will be labeled as 1,000 thread count, but it doesn't matter. It's microfiber. And if you're looking at natural materials, anything over 300 or 400 thread count is pretty good. So if you find something for 400 thread count that you think is beautiful and it's the right price and it feels nice, buy it. In my opinion, beautiful sheet sets, really good quality, can easily be had under $100. Pillows, I have entire buying guides on what to look for. Go look on my channel and you will find those, but don't waste a lot of money on junk. Buy the good stuff, but buy the mid-level good stuff, because you're not there for the branding and the tag. You're covering it up with a pillowcase anyway. And on that note, natural fibers are always the best. I won't cheap out there. There are a lot of things where I'm like, yeah, I'll just buy the cheap one, but not for bedding, not for clothing, because I like natural fibers. My skin prefers them, and I think they're just better for me in general. Which kind of brings me to denim. Do we want a whole video on how to look for good quality denim? I'm not doing that right now. I don't believe in spending bonkers. I'm not going to have $1,000 pair of jeans, but I will have a pair of jeans in the 100 to 200, maybe 250 range. It's my belief if you're going to wear something at least 30 times, and for jeans, I could be wearing them pretty much every day, it's worth spending the money. Red light mask, worth spending the money. First of all, a lot of the red light devices that you find on Amazon or cheapy websites or Costco or whatever, and I love Costco. This is not me shit talking Costco. I love Costco. But a lot of the devices that you find at budget retailers, or they seem like the prices are really good, they either have the wrong wavelengths or they don't sit close enough to the skin for your skin to be able to get the good benefits out of that red light therapy. I like this one because it conforms to the shape of your face. You've got all your breathing holes and mobility. And the lights are very evenly distributed. Can you see that? And you don't have to be plugged in. You can take this with you anywhere. I've taken it on planes. I really freak people out, but too bad. 10 minutes a day, and I do notice a difference. You can go and watch 1,000 other people's videos on whether or not they think red light therapy is worth it. I personally do. But it's expensive. It's several $100s, and I'm going on probably a year and change. It's less than $1 a day for me at this point, and it's worth it, but not everybody likes red light. And one thing I like about this one, and again, I'll link everything below, it can be charged with the newer iPhone chargers. I think it's a USB-C. Someone correct me on that if I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. It's one of the modern chargers, okay? So if you're going on a trip, you can take your phone charger and it's enough. And this is getting very long, but I also want to get into coats and other forms of clothing, injections, lasers, that kind of stuff. Let me know if you want that video. But I do want to end by saying supplements. I am not willing to fully cheap out there. I will not spend the most. I am not doing $200 a month or $100 a month for a vitamin subscription. I think that stuff is a scam. I think that is marketing. There are a bunch of good supplements out there that are in the $10, $12, $15, $20 range that I think are excellent. And if you want a whole video just on all the supplements that I take, because I am almost 42 years old, I am perimenopausal, I am on the spectrum, there's a lot of stuff that I take, I'm not gonna lie, and I feel like it's effective. And buying very good quality but not heavily marketed brands has been the key for me, because I'm taking a lot of things. If they're all expensive, it adds up very quickly. And if they're more in that middle range, it becomes much more doable and within reach. Let me know what else you want for the next video. And again, I'll put more in the free weekly newsletter. That information is here.